What's up, people? I'm Xogue here with a mod spotlight for you. This one is for VanillaTweaks, but before we get into the nitty-gritty of all the things that I've laid out around the area, I do want to say, one, if you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more. Two, I have a Twitter, a Patreon, a Discord, a whole bunch of links down in the bottom if you want to see more about me and what I'm doing and all that other good stuff, including my regular series on Minecraft and my very own mod pack that I've made. Please do check out those links, but I'm not going to spend too long doing this, so let's get to it. So the first thing that we're going to get to are the enchantments that VanillaTweaks adds. Now, first and foremost, there's quite a few of them, but there is one that is not fully completed yet, and that is the Blazing Enchant. I wanted to show this one to you first and show you its little quirks before you try to use it. In this mod, so far anyway, basically, this enchant acts as an auto-smelting enchant. So if you mine any block, it will give you the smelted alternative, just like that. You see it's stone right there? Yeah, that'll work for any of the blocks that you see here. You can even do the ones that theoretically came from enchanted blocks. You know, or enchanted, smelted blocks. So you can actually go in like this, you still get the material back. But for blocks that have yet to be smelted, that cannot be smelted, it doesn't quite work. And instead, you will destroy the item and nothing will drop. This is still being fleshed out completely. So this is the one enchant you don't really want to use just yet. Wait for the update before you try to use that one. But the rest of them are pretty interesting. You see how fast I'm running? Yeah, about the normal speed. You see how high I'm jumping? Yeah, that's about the normal jump height. But if we put on Nimble and Hops, Nimble 3 and Hops 3, yes, there are 3-volt versions, so that'll slowly get better as you get to 3. But of course, we're in creative. We're going straight to the big guns. So we're going to go around, and now we're just a bit faster. It's not a huge increase. You're not insanely fast or anything like that, but it's a nice little boost. It's VanillaTweaks, peeps. It's not an OP tweak. It's not going to make you insanely good. You know, and the same with the jump height. Granted, you can jump really high at this. This is ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. I say ridiculous in a good way. It's ridiculous, but it's amazing. So, basically, you notice I can jump on top of this, and I'm not taking fall damage. Normally, when you fall more than 3 blocks, you do take damage, but because things are amazing, you don't. So it's really cool. It's a very nice little thing. We're going to go ahead and leave those guys on. Then you have Vigor. Look down at my hearts down below. You watch what happens to the hearts. Boom. We have 3 more hearts because we have Vigor 3. So you have Vigor 1, 2, and 3. Each level gives you 1 more heart. Then you can go ahead and do, I don't know, Veteran, for example. We're going to spawn a couple of zombies out here, and we're going to watch them die. Well, we're not going to watch them. We're actually going to kill them. Well, okay, we're going to do one because I forgot I'm not creative. The spawn egg will disappear. But now, check it out. The experience just kind of poofed to me. I absorbed it from a huge range, 32 blocks away. Veteran, the Veteran enchant will increase, well, you'll be able to suck up all the experience within 32 blocks. You have Vigor. I already mentioned Vigor. I already mentioned those guys. So we're pretty much good to go. Except for Siphon. Siphon here, I think I put the blocks away. But if we do Siphon, we lay out 6 blocks, right? Okay, boom. What usually happens, if you're on some kind of a multiplayer server, I don't know, you're out mining with a buddy, you're doing some kind of a special mining challenge, doing Abba caving or something, you're like, man, I really don't want this guy to steal my stuff because it's mine. I mined it. So what about putting in this enchant on? See down there in the bottom? You see my hotbar? I seem to be gaining cobblestone. Yeah. Because any block you mine with this enchantment goes directly into your inventory rather than being dropped on the ground. So there you go, you greedy guys. You can go ahead and keep all your stuff. So then you go ahead to the homing. This thing is pretty crazy. Hey, Frank, how's it going in there? Oh, are my arrows repositioning themselves to target you instead of going wherever I'm actually aiming? Yes, they actually are. Now, it's a little bit finicky because as you can see, you can still kind of see the stream going straight up here, and then it just kind of teleports down here. But still, it's pretty good. Now, there's a little bit of a quirk with this. If you got guys inside of a fence like this, and you try to aim at their head, it's going to hit down below. The homing enchant does affect it from any distance, even if you're aiming directly at the guy. Okay, so it is kind of a deal. It's kind of hard to actually hit these guys. I don't know if it's based on your height or the mob's height. We're going to test it out. We're going to see. Yeah, see, it's based on the mob's height. So it's like it's always aiming right at their waistline. So if you want to hit a mob with the homing enchant, you do indeed need to make sure their waist is visible, because that's where you're going to hit the guys. But it's still a really cool thing. Homing 1 goes from 32 blocks away. It will home on a target 32 blocks away. Level 2 is 64 blocks away, and level 3 is 128 blocks away. So it's some pretty amazing stuff right there. That is pretty crazy. But again, I mean crazy in a really good way. So there you go. There's the enchantments. Hopefully some of that is going to help you guys out. Next up, we have some pretty cool toys. Well, one amazing toy in general. We have some throwable dynamite. This stuff is really cool, let me just tell you. I don't know why I like it so much. I just kind of do. But anyway. Okay, we also have some fried eggs, which I just so happen to be hungry. So let's go ahead and munch on some of this, get some of our health back. First of all, in order to get the fried egg, you just smelt an egg. It's really not all that big of a deal. As far as the dynamite is concerned, I should have showed you the recipe before I threw it all away, but it's just a piece of string, a piece of gunpowder, and a piece of sand. It's not the biggest explosion in the world, but it doesn't need to be. It's fairly cheap to make, so you're going to be pretty good to go as far as that's concerned. And then you have these binoculars. Now, first of all, let me just go ahead and say that the binoculars technically do not work at the moment. They're built into the game right now, but they're still a work in progress. So don't expect them to work just yet. But as far as the recipe is concerned, you make one of these guys with 4 ingots and a glass pane. Then you put 2 of those together with an iron ingot and a bunch of ink sacs, and you go ahead and get yourself some binoculars. You're pretty good to go. And this as well is another work in progress item. Very simple, 3 ingots and a slime ball. Kind of makes sense for the picture considering it's a slime sitting in a bucket. Kind of works out okay, but basically once this thing is functional, well, once the binoculars are functional, it's a zoom in feature. Just like you would see, well, granted, they don't work yet, but I'm assuming it's something along the lines of what you would see with Optifine if you pushed the zoom key, which I actually do have Optifine installed, so I can kind of show you. This is ideally what it would look like, but it's an easier way to go about getting it, and it doesn't require you to install any other mods, and you still get that zoom feature. The slime finder is basically like some of the other slime finders you would find, except this one you actually push right-click to activate. Now, like I said, it's not actively working right now, but if you were to right-click while you're inside of a slime chunk, things would happen to let you know that it is indeed a slime chunk. So we're good to go on that front as well. So let's go ahead and put our helmet back on, do this thing. Then, you have some of the storage blocks. These guys are pretty interesting. Now, they're not, well, I guess they're interesting, but they're not, I don't know what you would call them. They're cool. I mean, you can't really do much with them, I suppose. I mean, you could build with them. But you got the flint block, you have the charcoal block, and you have the sugar block. All of which are basic, crafting recipes. You have 9 of them. You put them in the crafting grid, you get a block of sugar. Flint, same deal. And, of course, charcoal, same deal. So it's pretty much just like that. And then you have one other item, which is really kind of cool. This would be the pedestal. Now, the pedestal, again, I should have showed you the recipe before I actually did that. But fine. It's a very cheap recipe here. 2 actual stone bricks and 5 stone brick slabs. You have yourself a pedestal. What you can do with the pedestal is you can put an item on it. It just kind of hovers right there. Just a way to show off the item. Be like, you know what? I have something cool and I would really like everybody to see it. So there you go. And now you can show everybody the amazing item you have. In this case, it's a wool block. Because of course, wool is just absolutely amazing. You just right click to take it back off. The next little bit is kind of interesting. You can sit on slabs. And let's see if I can do this properly. You can also sit on stairs, which is kind of nifty. It's a neat little trick. You just like you would dismount anything else, you push shift to jump on off of it. Also, there are new advancements. If we go into here, there should be, bam, you got some of these guys in order to, you craft a crafting pad and a fried egg and a boom, and you craft a boom. Yep. And then storage blocks, you get all different types, and you got the zoom, and then you got, the other stuff. So that's pretty cool. Also, you can right-click on a sign to edit it, or you can shift right-click to clear it. Since I've already told you about the advancements, we don't need that anymore. So, that's some pretty cool, interesting things. Then there's some realistic concepts for these. If an ocelot killed a chicken, do you really think he would avoid dropping the meat? Do you think he would leave the meat on the ground? No, of course he wouldn't do that. He would instead, come on Ocelot, kill him. That was your cue, man. That was your cue. Kill the chickens. There you go. Instead of that, he wouldn't let the meat lay on the ground. He would eat the meat. So why would you think the chickens would drop meat if an ocelot killed them? And the same thing with a sheep. There's no sheep meat. There's no mutton because the wolf just ate it. Then you can actually go ahead over here. Now this is just a regular pig spawner. And it's not, this is another work in progress item. It's not completely finished yet, but it is getting close. If we take a silk touch pick right here. And, oh right, creative. Of course I am. Because that didn't happen. Don't worry about that. Okay? If we go in here with a silk touch pick, then we actually do get the item to drop. It does have to be silk touch. You can't do it with a regular pick. But as you can see here, we now have both of those items, which is really kind of cool and amazing. So now you can go ahead and pick up your own favorite spawners as soon as it's completely finished. It's close. This one's really close, but not quite there yet. But anyway, you also have the idea. Let's go back into creative. If we go over here into the Redstone tab, it's not here yet. I'm showing you a lot of things that are still kind of in progress, and that's just kind of how it works. There's a lot of things that are halfway added into the mod. They're still being fleshed out, but it's okay. They're on their way soon. Future updates will certainly have them, and those updates are going to be coming out frequently. But another one of those things is that the command block will eventually be added into this screen right here. The Redstone tab should have the command block. And the thing that is added already, if we go to the decorations and scroll down just a little bit, you will see that the dragon egg is indeed here already. So that's another really, really cool thing that you can do. Also, if we go over here and search for buttons, you'll see that instead of saying button and button, this one says stone button and wooden button. Why? Because they're made of different materials. They should have different names. Just kind of a deal. Also, if we take a look over into this thing, now don't worry about this. This is not part of the mod. These is not missing textures of the mod. This is to show you one thing, okay? One thing. You see that this says haste CI. That's a higher level of haste than I've ever seen. And he's added it into the game. Basically what this means is that the Roman numerals of potion levels can go all the way up to 255. Alright, so we have Roman numerals all the way up to 255 for potion effects, which is really cool. But these are just spawned in. These are not related to the mod. Don't worry about the missing textures. You won't find this unless you use the same command that I did, which is missing some textures. Anyway, it's just kind of one of those deal. And here we go. If we go back into, let's go to our lovely thing, crafting table. Boom. Wool can be put back into string, which is a really cool thing. Okay, the nether stuff. The nether is less dangerous. What do I mean by that? If we go through, normally, oh, I need to get out of the portal so I can actually do commands and stuff. Normally, if we go into game mode number 3 here, we can sink down. And what you will see in the world are a bunch of these little lava pockets here, okay? You'll see these all over the place. And it's really kind of crazy just how many of them there are. That's why it's so dangerous to dig in the nether. But if we go into newly generated chunks, let's go off in this direction. Yeah, let's keep going off in this direction. And we're going to go into here. Boom. Check it out. Oh, wait. Nope, they're still there. We keep going. Some of this stuff was generated already. I did that just for an example. But if we go far enough, you'll actually start to see. Here are the lava lakes. And we go far enough, and you'll see that they are all gone. The mod removes all of them. Okay? This stuff out here was generated after the mod was installed. This stuff over here was generated before the mod was installed. This is normal nether. This is the new nether. This alone would make me install the mod for my mod pack. I'm seriously going to do it just for that. And one little other tidbit about nether portals. I didn't know there was even a problem with nether portals, but apparently there is a desync issue. Whatever the heck that means, I don't know. But this dude found it and he fixed it. So if we go through, we're not going to have any desync problems. Sure, I don't know what it means, but cool, man. He fixed something that I didn't even know existed. You remember how I mentioned Frank before, right? Well, if we kill Frank, sorry Frank, he actually drops his name tag. You get the name tag back from a named mob if they die, which is really cool. It's a pretty amazing little thing. Also, if you spawn a bunch of bats in here and then you kill some of them, if I can hit them, they drop leather. Like every single one of these guys drops leather now, which is really friggin' cool. And also on a side note, if we spawn a few creepers in here, and killed a few of them. Yeah, I'm in creative. They're not going to blow up on me. I just wanted to demonstrate something else that's kind of nifty in this thing. Now, what do creepers do? Yeah, they blow up. Exactly. That is pretty much exactly what they do. Now, gunpowder, yeah, it makes sense that gunpowder would indeed be a thing that they drop. That's totally, you know, understandable. But another thing that they could drop is if one would actually drop it and stop playing with me here. Come on now, game. There's a 1 in 10 chance that a creeper will actually drop a piece of TNT. It's like the whole thing. So not only can a creeper drop gunpowder, which is something you can craft into TNT to actually create your own boom, but they can drop the item that goes boom anyway. They do it. They do it. You're just trolling me right now. It's totally a thing they drop, okay? Creepers drop TNT 1/10 of the time. Just trust me on that. It works. Anyway, the other thing is that Endermen will drop their held blocks, which I thought was a thing they did anyway, but I think it's only a chance, and now they do all the time. It's a thing. And there's one last thing I would like to mention about this situation, in that if you go into mod options, you can actually go into this screen right here, if I can type properly, and go to configure. So everything in here is also something you can change, including the drop rate of TNT for creepers. And another thing that I didn't actually show you is that creepers do burn in daylight. So if we go here, hold on. Now that I pumped it up to 100%, let me show you that this thing actually works. Because that number is, you see that it's the number 10, right? Basically what that means is that how many of them out of 10 will drop TNT. So now that setting says 10 out of 10 creepers, you know, i.e. 100% of them will drop TNT is the thing. But also if we put a creeper in daylight, he's going to start burning here in a second. So it's a pretty nifty little thing. These mod options are really cool. And you can change just about everything. You got all of the drop situation here. You got all the recipes, which there's a better chest, a better stair, stone cools crafted from stone type situations. It just changes a little bit of stuff. The enchantments you can turn on and off. The blocks here, you just got all the settings, guys. You got everything. Some of them do indeed require a restart. But, you know, it is what it is, right? So there you go. Anyway, that's about everything you need to know about this mod. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed me playing with it, and hopefully you're gonna want to play with it yourself, because this is going into my mod pack here in a little while, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I don't know what what's your favorite feature? Leave a comment. Let me know. Look, he died from sunlight and still get a piece of TNT. I'm not complaining. I'm gonna lay these out and just boom everything. That'd be cool. Anyway, yeah, so if you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe to see more. Also, check out the link down below. There is a link for the curse page for VanillaTweaks. Go over there, check it out, download it. You can also, of course, get it on the Twitch app for supported Minecraft versions if you wanted to add it into whatever mod pack you're playing at the moment. So, we're good to go. I'll see you next time, peeps. Peace out.